I absolutely love competitive Pokemon, but I have never been to a local. That changes with MomoCon 2026, where Friday there was a Champions Tournament with a whopping 4 players. Yeah, this is the first Champions Tournament, so it was not a high turnout, but hopefully next year it should have a higher turnout. But me playing Champions, me loving competitive Pokemon, I went in to the tournament completely unprepared. So, let's go ahead and talk about the sheer fact of the matter that I ended up winning the first ever Pokemon Champions singles tournament. This right here is the current team that I'm running, or the current team that I ran to go ahead and win the Pokemon Champions singles tournament. But let's go ahead and talk about the team and just more or less the idea behind why I wanted to do the team that I did. So, for the reason why I just kind of created a team that I did is namely because of the fact of the matter that I really wanted to build around Mega Floette. Unfortunately, I could not find anything in regards to Mega Floette movesets or anything regarding singles, so I was just like, okay. I just went to the next best plan. It's like, okay, what's good in Pokemon Champions OU? And pretty much just kind of go from there. So, this is how I more or less just ended up settling on this kind of style of team, which is bulky offense. The idea was just build a core around Galarian Slowking and of course Corviknight, and then of course Garchomp as well. Pretty much I wanted to just build around those 3 because those 3 like obviously are like just freaking menaces to society. So just basically bulk out everything and just live everything and do whatever I can. Brought Samurott on a couple games, namely because of the fact of the matter that like they like needed something to cover for like the weaknesses that I had. Volcarona here was namely pretty much another bulky, and then I didn't use flipping Mega Meganium. Like there was like no usage of it whatsoever. But in any case, let's go ahead and talk about the game for games. So, my very first opponent was against a pretty competent player. I could tell that they played like competitive Pokemon for like a little bit. But game 1, I really just kind of went in unprepared. I just like really tried to set up like rocks game 1 and just try and like pivot around, just try and like slowly wiggle away. But like the player ended up killing my Garchomp like turn 1, and like it really just like kind of like sealed the deal, because I think they ended up sweeping me with something that had like priority. I think it was a Mamoswine. So they ended up sweeping me with Ice Shard, Mamoswine, and all that kind of stuff. So I got caught off guard game 1. Game 2, I ended up swapping to Volcarona this time and like ditched Garchomp because they had a Mega Gardevoir that was just like sweeping me too. So I ended up swapping to Mega Gardevoir or Volcarona, and that ended up working out for me. Pretty much just try and keep my Mons alive as much as possible, set up Volcarona, and I ended up winning that game. Game 3, like it was just more or less the same thing. Like these just really like it was Volcarona, Glowking, and Corviknight. So those are the Mons that I used, and pretty much they ended up forfeiting because like they just realized that like, oh shoot, like I can't like flipping like knock you out like instantly, like you're like too bulky. So that brings me to the finals, and the finals match was ended up streamed. So I pretty much ended up leading off with Garchomp, and then just doing a Corviknight cloaking as well, just to try and cover for my bases. Game one, like they let off Talonflame and they clicked overheat into my Talonflame, but I set up rocks, and then I set up like pretty much more or less rock tomb the Talonflame, and that was that. And then I think they also had Gyarados and Garchomp for game 2, or game 1 and game 2. Pretty much just like outbulked them, just outkilled them, and slowly chipped away at them until like I could win. Same for the game 2. I just like did the same thing, same song and dance, led like stealth walks, and just like outbulked everybody, and like that was just pretty much just like an effortless sweep. So that was pretty much how the tournament went. I ended up winning a special edition Pokemon card off of it too. No cash prizes, but yeah, that was like my like more or less tournament experience with Pokemon, competitive Pokemon. Y'all like more like content like this, be sure to subscribe as it helps out the channel. And I will go ahead and catch you all later. Bye.